If we ran Nintendo.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to episode 125 of If We Ran Nintendo. I am Bobby, the Nintendo Guru, joined by the greatest co-host in all the land, Mr. Sean Capri. What is up?
That's not what you were saying a moment ago, Bobby. You're talking a lot of smack about me just a second ago. But I appreciate the compliment.
Anything that happens on Discord didn't happen.
That's for sure. Discord doesn't even know what's going on.
The thing is like that was a different time and a place. Doesn't right now we're here. We're on Skype, baby. It's different time and place, man. It's sexy time right now.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it's good to see you. Good to see you.
And we're also joined by the greatest beard in all the land, Mr. Jason Lacy. What is up?
Getting hot and bothered, man.
Doesn't take much.
No, I mean, I've been married for a few years now, so no.
I know that feeling all too well.
I don't get it.
Well, you do get it. That's why you do get it. That's why you don't get it.
You're busy making babies.
Exactly. When the babies stop, so does the other stuff, and then then it's
like the high fives.
If that's what you call it in your house, yeah.
Hey,
yeah.
Chelsea, you want to give me a high five before I go to work today?
She's like, no.
It's about as fast.
Not today, Sean. I got a headache.
Just as quick, man.
So, how you guys doing tonight?
I'm let's ignore everybody doing Extra Life and let's record a podcast about Nintendo. You know what I mean?
It's fine. Listen, don't get into that whole beating yourself up.
What do you mean?
I don't care to support them losers.
Oh, come on.
I'm just kidding. I'm only kidding. I'm actually gonna jump into a couple of chats tomorrow.
Yeah, man, this is a great weekend.
Gonna give some money to some people.
Speaking of the kids, yeah, man, it's awesome.
Yeah,
it's good stuff.
Spread some love around.
There you go.
So basically you got Mega Dads, they're doing some stuff.
Yep.
Right? You have Nintendo Dads, they're doing some stuff. You got PSVG, they're doing some stuff. Who else is doing stuff that I don't know of though?
You got Chris Berto, you got Antonio Dien.
But Chris Berto is working with the Mega Dads, right?
Yeah, don't worry about it. Well, that's not what people.
When I say Mega Dads, I say Mega Dad. Like that's.
I know, but
he's part of.
He's not on the podcast. You're right. He's part of the team.
But he's over there.
Like
Stop.
We're trying to celebrate the kids.
Don't do this. You're messing it up.
I know that you have a co-host today, and I'm very tired, so I could just walk away. You guys can take it from here if you like.
You know what? If you're going to be like this, then
I don't want to do that to the people, though.
You're very tired at 9 p.m.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you.
Your magical mountain time.
It's 10:55 for me. You want to talk tired, brother? You want to talk tired?
Do you want to? Should I recreate my alarm clock that happened this morning? Should I recreate the poop that I cleaned out of the tub this evening? It's been a day. It's been a day, man.
It's not
Code Brown. Code Brown.
Nobody told you to have kids. You could have been just living the lap of luxury, man. You could be living. You could be right on my couch right now. We could be hanging out, having a good time. No, you went and ruined it by getting married and having kids.
I was jumping in and out of my good friend Ryan Turford's Extra Life stream today. Shout out. And he's sitting there playing. He's doing 2 days of Extra Life, 12 hours each, and he's playing like straight. Like he's not even taking breaks, right? And I'm kind of just like, I'm working, I'm jumping in, like, hey man, how you doing? How's it holding up and everything? And then I like get back to work and I kind of disappear from the stream for a little bit, and I come back and like he's still just playing. I'm like, I've worked, I've traveled all over the city with meetings and meeting people's parents and all these other different things, and then I got home and I got dinner with the family and I'm cleaning up poop and I'm putting people to bed and like jumping into his stream, like in between every chance I can get in between all these things, I'm just jumping in saying hey, and I'm like, this entire time this dude's playing video games and I'm getting like, I'm trying to just like do what I can with like 5-minute chunks of time in my day. It's just like,
I don't know how those guys do it, because I've thought about like I've done Extra Life in the past and I've only done like just a few hours, and I got the donations, do a few hours of gaming. I can't imagine doing it 24 hours. That just body would just.
I've gotten
melt.
Close to every year. I go, this is the year. And every year I back out last minute.
This was the year, man. This is the year for you to do it.
Yeah.
Next year is the year, because
you got time to prep for it.
Next year I'll be prepared for it. Hopefully I won't be working this week. my other thing too is I'm thinking like
you need to sign up immediately. As soon
that's
as they
what it
let
is.
you sign up for next year, you got to do it and start your fundraising.
Exactly.
Immediately.
Exactly. But I also want to get, because I want to get it together. Like I want to get it in communication with different game companies that I'm friends with. Get some games to give some people. Also want to get some 1-year subscriptions. I think what I'm going to do is, I think the smart thing to do is start putting money away now. And like buy some 1-year subscriptions to Nintendo Switch Online or Nintendo Online and all this different stuff, and do a bunch of giveaways and have some people coming out and doing all that stuff. I think it'll be a blast. So let's kick this episode off like we do each and every episode with our shout outs. Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
It's a thing. So Jesus.
Flux.
You guys are just destroying this show. So
Gotta keep you on your toes, Bobby. Come on.
I changed up my shout out only because something just happened, like not even that long ago. So I was streaming tonight. This week I took on a different schedule. I stopped the vlogging, jumped into doing my videos my old school way, and then just streaming every single night. So every night, around 8 o'clock at night, I started streaming for an hour, 2, 3. One night I went up 3-4 hours. But every night I'm streaming, and tonight I wasn't sure what I was going to do. I didn't do a video because I was a little tired today, and I was like, I just want to relax. I've been going full bore for a couple months now. I just want to kind of catch my breath a little bit here. So I didn't record a video for today, and then I was like, you know what, I'm going to stream. So I came back here and I changed my overlay completely, and then I jump in and I start streaming, and then the first shout out goes to Very Carey. The second shout out goes to Joseph Moran. The third shout out goes to Sheldon Benedict.
Oh.
And then to Ted. Because, dude, the barrage. I got 3 subs and then $50.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, this is insanity, dude. I was literally speechless. Because it was just like, boom, boom, boom. It was like one after the other. And I'm just like, what is happening right now? Like, this is madness. And I was like, I'm just humbled by the fact that people want to come and hang out and watch my streams as it is. But then to actually, like, become a part of the community and donate and tip and all that stuff. And it's like, man, it's amazing. So thank you to those 4 people. Thank you to everybody that comes out all together. But I just wanted to do a special little thank you to those because that was just amazing, man. It was just a surreal moment. Like, it's just like bing, bing, bing. The alarms are going off in my ears, and I'm like, what is going on right now? And it's like, it just freaks you out a little bit. But it's just amazing, man. So thank you guys so much. I appreciate that. Do you guys have some shout outs or?
I kind of did mine to Ryan Turford.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
No.
Bobby does this thing where he's like, "Hey guys, you talk," and then we both talk, or none of us talk.
Like,
I give you guys a second, and you don't know how to fill it in, so I just jump back in and go.
We need a set rotation. We don't know what to do.
I'd be like, "You go."
What do I do with my hands?
What about you?
Knows.
What about you, Lacy?
Nobody knows.
You got a shout out?
Mine's a tie between the lovely man Sakurai and Blizzard Entertainment because they both gave me some great things this week.
Oh.
I'm very happy.
What did Blizzard give you that you're happy about?
Well, I'm playing Diablo 3 again.
Okay.
After 6 years, I don't remember when I last touched it, which is like, I forget, like, Diablo's a really fun game.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite games of all time is getting remastered, Warcraft 3. And I can't wait to play that again, coming out in 2019.
Okay. And aren't they redoing the original one too?
I don't know if they're doing the original. Well, not at least the RTS. They got their vanilla version of World of Warcraft. They're putting out there, and then they have a Diablo's coming to mobile. Apparently,
it
looked
good, but people are pissed. People were like, "You hyped it up. We thought we were getting Diablo 4, and then we get this." Yeah, people were a little upset.
Warcraft 3 was one of my favorite RTSs, so I can't wait to play that again.
That Smash trailer or that Smash Direct was pretty. Were you one of the ones that were pissed off about not getting certain characters, or were you okay?
Dude, my characters are already in the game.
Yeah.
Captain Falcon's already there. Falco's already there. Fox is already there.
Yeah, so you don't care. Everything else
is trash anyway. Yeah. I mean, yeah, I didn't care, and then like.
people are just
the only thing that confused me at first when I was watching it was when they're talking about when they first started the online mode, and I was like, wait, so you're just gonna put everybody in this one pool, and you're randomly going to get a match like the rule set, and I'm like, people are gonna hate that. Then they're like, then they explain, you get your levels up, and then you can go then you unlock the try hard mode.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, because I'm like, otherwise you gotta segregate the population there. Otherwise, there's gonna be people that are playing just to have a good time, and there's people that are playing there to get good. That's never. You don't want to mix those two circles.
The other thing that I felt was kind of really a mess, and I talked about it in the video I did yesterday, was the fact of, and we even talked about it in the Discord a little bit, Rybo and I, is the fact that like the online is not dedicated servers. They're not gonna take the money that people are giving you and create dedicated servers. We're gonna go, hey, you live near you, so you guys are gonna play against each other. Like, what? What is going on now? Like, so if I want to play against Justin Masson of the Nintendo dads, I can't do it. I can't do it. Like, it's like, I'm sure I can, but I also run the risk of like dropping and all that. It's just.
Yeah. I think it's pretty common with fighting games too. I think a lot of fighting games are still peer-to-peer, just with the nature of how they work. They can't really do the whole server thing.
Yeah,
but
it's a mess. It's I don't know, man. I'm not happy with it. Anyway, what about you, Sean? Anything that got you excited this week, or like as far as like what? Okay, so you play StarCraft? Is that correct?
Yeah, man. I was hoping for original Warcraft or Warcraft 2 at the very least, remastered. Warcraft 3 is. I am not the same as everybody else. Everybody, like a lot of people are telling me, like this is their favorite Warcraft game. Sometimes it's their favorite game of all time. Nah, I like the other one. I played the original StarCraft remaster that came out last year, and
Sean and I played it together.
Yeah, man. Remember that? Remember I had like the whole.
Butt.
That was good times. Dude.
But they're doing StarCraft 2. I saw that today.
Are they doing more?
They're doing they're doing like an add-on or something, or a DLC for it or something.
Check it out, man. I am so far behind. There's a lot of news that happened this week, and I need to catch up on a lot of it. All I know is this: I found my new main for Smash. My favorite character in all of Nintendo's properties, Piranha Plant, is I've just been what you guys have heard me talk about Piranha Plant for years and years on it for Nintendo.
Get out of here! You're so full of crap.
I wasn't sure if he was going to do some BS response.
Yeah.
Like, I don't even want to buy Smash, or I thought he was going to troll Bobby and say,
no, but
he's the best character ever.
I do have.
I got that a lot.
Piranha Plant, like a little hand puppet. It's in Lincoln's room.
Yeah,
we do have. So I didn't want to prove. I thought of it too late. I put him in bed, and I'm like, God, I needed the Piranha Plant to show my fandom.
I will say this: if Nintendo had taken a page out of Blizzard's book with the way they packaged the Diablo amiibo, dude, I would have never opened any of them.
Yeah, it looks sweet.
It looks like awesome. It looks like a Funko Pop. And to me, it feels like, man, you slap a number on the front of it, you know what I mean? Like, because then you could stack the boxes, and it looks okay. You know, like, that weird container that Nintendo has, like, don't get me wrong, the artwork looks amazing, but it's like, no, rip it. And the other thing, too, is, I feel like it's a little bit more difficult to destroy the box in shipping.
That's what I was thinking. Yep, definitely.
You know what I mean?
I would trust it with the amiibo. I would look at like the plastic shell around, and I would like look at it under different light to see, because sometimes you get a crease you don't notice in some light, and I would always look at that kind of stuff because it was very fragile.
So I got this one today, or not today, but I
got
this
that
one.
Is the worst. That is awful.
But listen. So I got him last week.
What kind of body shape is that? For the listeners, what are you talking about here?
I'm talking about the
he's a slight teardrop.
The Dark Souls amiibo. And
awful.
But here's the thing. Here's the thing with this, right? So I have a box, right? The box is it's about 12 inches long, right? It's about 5 or 6 inches high, right?
What's an inch?
Whatever. Shut up. So rather than putting the amiibo the long way, no, we put it the short way. The whole top of the box is crinkled, is folded down on top, and it's like, what idiot did not think to turn it to the side and put it? That's why I'm like, thank God I'm not an inbox collector, because that would I would literally been on the phone with GameStop going, what is wrong with you?
If I was working, if I ran a shipping company, and if I was the guy like just sitting there packing these things in, and I hate my job, I hate my boss,
Yeah.
I hate my commute into
Could be
work,
doing it
everything
too.
sucks. Be like, you know what? Screw these Nintendo fans. Just crunch it in half and everything, spit on it.
Effing nerds.
Yeah. I hope this old man thinks he's some sort of guru.
Yeah,
Shout
exactly.
out to Rivo.
Exactly. So the Diablo one I ordered right away. I got that pretty easily. But I like how
I don't know what that is. I don't like. It's the loot guy or whatever.
Loot demon or something like that.
Goblin.
Loot Goblin.
It doesn't. I don't like the amiibo that much, to be honest with you.
I think it's cool looking. I just like.
Yeah, I like the
cool
packaging.
Looking.
I think it all looks pretty good, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping for something else, but I'm not sure what else.
There is
so
apparently a second
classes.
one as well.
Yeah.
And that's the crazy thing is like I reported about it this week on Nintendo Guru Daily where earlier this week like data miners were like, hey, there is an amiibo in this game besides the generic one. And it was like it was by name Luke Goblin. I forget the other one. And I'm like, this is crazy that these guys. I want to know how these guys get into this stuff to find it. It blows me away.
Yeah.
Like it is crazy. So they find it, and I'm thinking to myself like, okay, it's just whatever. Nope. Sure enough, not even days later, here comes Blizzard going like, here it is. It's a thing. And I'm like, oh, this is amazing. I love it. So let's jump into some topics here. I got two topics that I brought to the table because I'm not sure how much time we'll take on both of them. And they're both kind of quasi-similar, I guess you could say. But we'll start with the first one. So, if we ran Nintendo, what other Nintendo franchises would we give to Ubisoft? After the success of Mario Rabbids and now with Starlink, which franchises and type of game would you expect next or want next if you ran Nintendo? So my thing is, this is coming from the place of like Mario Rabbids crushed for the Switch, right? It did just amazing. And then this thing here, Starlink, with this cool looking toy and all that for that game.
Look at that!
It's awesome. This thing is crazy cool. And then like you pop off the weapons, right? So you pop the weapon off here. So here's like a little cannon for this. For those that are listening, I'm pulling the ship apart a little bit, and then like if I buy another ship, it'll come with these cannons and stuff. So in the middle of battles, you can drop the cannons on, and it gives you other weapons. It's crazy, dude.
It's like a toy come to life.
Exactly.
In the video
I
game.
just want that R-Wing. That R-Wing is so...
The R-Wing is awesome, dude. It really is nice. So my thing is that I'm looking at this and I'm going, so what else could Nintendo... Because I think that Ubisoft has proven themselves that they're doing a great job with this stuff. Like, I'm playing this game and I'm watching the cinematics, and I can't even believe it's on the Switch, honestly. Like, I'm just sitting there going, like, is this Switch or is this, PlayStation or Xbox? Because, I mean, I didn't see those graphics on those, but it looks really sharp.
Anime GIF, just like, is this a PlayStation little butterfly thing?
So the question is,
Rivo, please.
Are there any games that you guys would think, or any franchises that you think would mesh well with either existing Ubisoft things, or maybe there's something new in your mind you're thinking they could do?
I want to go. Me first.
Go
Pick
ahead.
me. Bobby, Guru, me, please. Hi.
Oh my God.
I'm Sean. I have an answer. I was thinking about this ever since you. Okay, so did you guys ever play that game, Rabbids? Not Rabbids. Crap. Why did I go first? It's slipping my mind. Who's the guy without the arms?
Rayman.
Holy crap.
Rayman. Good job,
Rayman.
Sean. Good job.
Okay.
Sean, you want to go first? You want to go first and then drop the ball, Sean?
Me first.
Oh, no.
Look, if Jason went first and I tried to go lead after or follow that with crap like that,
You can't even
just
talk.
let me tell you.
Just go.
I'm so tired. Rayman, excellent 2D platformer. Some of the best modern 2D platformers there are. Rayman Legends. I've watched you play those. They're excellent. So full of character and so full of whimsy and weirdness.
They're really good.
I want a Wario game done by Ubisoft in a 2D style, and you have all the different, like, all the weird characters.
Yeah,
you know how
man.
you kind of like you can pick all your different characters
I
in the Rayman games. You'd be like, who the hell's this weird dude? And you play with him. I want a Waluigi character levels. I want Bowsette in there. I want all of it, man.
God.
I want all the
We
like
don't
the
need-
dark
We
side.
don't need to bring up Bowsette every week now, okay? Let's stop.
You know what? I think Ubisoft. I think we need a little European flair with Bowsette.
Oh, no, we don't. No,
smoke a cigarette. Listen,
go on Tumblr. You don't need no European anything with that thing. It's pretty bad over there.
It's a little European flair with Bowsette. I think that would be really awesome, man. Because I feel like Ubisoft has real talent when it comes to the 2D stuff, but like Rayman is as good as it gets for them. I think because just with like the character, like you can only go so far with Rayman.
Yeah.
Because people don't even know how to say his name. Yeah. Is it Raymond? Rayman?
It's Rayman.
Raymond?
Deborah.
Everybody knows.
I really like that idea. I really do. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think that is I think it's a wonderful idea. I think because of the fact of like, and if they do it in the Ubi art style, like, you know what I mean, like that art style is a home run. Did you guys ever play, what was it, Wario Shake It or whatever on the Wii? And it had that cell shading. It was a 2D platformer, and it had the cell shading art style to it. Reminds me a little bit of this Ubi art that they do. Man, I would just be like, yes, sign it up. And they have like, they're so out there with their mindsets that like I think they would bring so much to Wario. I like it. I like it a lot. What about you, Jason?
I hate taking the obvious answer, but for me, it's so much the obvious answer because they've proven it with Starlink. And one of my other favorite Ubisoft games is Beyond Good and Evil. And what they're doing with Beyond Good and Evil 2, it just makes sense that let them set Star Fox free, take them off the rails, stop giving us the same story over and over. We need to open up the universe, and I mean, Starlink's almost doing it, you know, but we need this expansive, huge, epic Star Fox story, and I think Ubisoft can just do that.
I think Ubisoft has proven, without a shadow of a doubt, what they are capable of doing with this game. They just, to me, I was playing tonight, and I said, it feels to me like this is a mashup between Star Fox and No Man's Sky. And, like, this would have been, like, the perfect combination. Ubisoft does this thing. They're very notorious for doing it. They put out their first game, and it's good, but it's just not great. You know what I mean? Like, it just gets right there, but falls a little short. And Watch Dogs is one of them. Assassin's Creed, the original, was one of them. It's just something, The Division... They get there, and they just don't get there. But then their second game is like a home run every single time. So I'm excited for this. And I would love for Nintendo to just go, you know what? Take the franchise and go. Forget Starlink, make it Star Fox, and just go. And the crazy thing is the numbers, like, this is a home run for Ubi, because they're making so much money off of this because it's selling way above and beyond better than PlayStation and Xbox, which kind of, because the art style, I think, lends itself to a Nintendo platform as opposed to the other guys. I like it, though. I'm waiting for... We were talking about it on Planet Nintendo this week. I think, and I really think it's going to happen, I think the DLC, they're going to bring Samus in and have like a little side mission with Samus and stuff. That would be awesome.
Sweet. Like, you know, they've already shown that they have, you know, a third party come in and develop the game. Like we saw, you know, I thought with Platinum doing the work that they did on Zero that we were going to get, but then we had, no offense to Miyamoto, but we have to inject these ideas and these things. So I think you got to get a lot of that creative control into out of house, and you have someone else calling those shots, and I think it really see a benefit with that.
So the one game that I have two that I kind of came up with, but the first one that I thought of, do you guys remember a game on the PlayStation called Mod Nation Racers?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
Where you just basically would buy car parts and stuff and build these carts and change them up and stuff. I love that idea. I love that idea of doing that. So what I thought was taking the crew and that type of aspect where you're going out and you're racing around with your friends, you're taking Mario Kart and you're modifying the carts and then you're going out and you're racing in races and doing all these different things. So I think that would kind of lend itself well together to be like an open world kind of Mario Kart, but you're able to actually change up the karts and do different things to them and paint them.
I think that's Diddy Kong's new iteration.
It
I
could
think
be.
Diddy Kong Racing is like just so that's not the same.
You know,
Mario Kart gets to be Mario Kart, and now like where the hell's Diddy Kong? Like he's just off driving around.
That's
with his
actually
friends.
a really good idea. Really, like because that's the thing. Like Diddy Kong was different than Mario Kart. You know what I mean? Like it was kind of the same, but a lot different. So why not? You know what I mean? Why not go like, hey, here you go. I like that idea too. Look at you, Sean. He's tired, man. He's coming out the woodwork with these home runs, man.
Where am I? I blacked out. What happened? Oh, I'm on Skype. Oh.
So, real quick, the other idea that I had was Metroid / The Division.
Oh, snap. Oh, dude, that would be amazing.
Yeah. So, take Samus, drop her in a world, and, you know, maybe Samus is running the missions for you. Maybe you go talk to her and she gives you missions, so to speak, and then you go out and do your thing. Something along those lines. But I think that if you let them basically take it, and it's like where the universe needs you to save this planet or whatever, and then you have these aliens, I think they could do an amazing job with that game. Because I kept thinking, like, what type of game would lend itself to some, like, first-person-esque stuff, some first-person shooter or third-person shooter, and that's the game. Like, Division, to me, is really good. And then Metroid is another one that, like, just lends itself so well to that world. Mm-hmm. You guys got anything else you're thinking of, or is that... Go ahead, John.
I got one more. Okay, so hear me out, guys.
Mm-hmm.
You guys remember the good old days of motion controls and bopping around on those Congo drums and everything? You got to have Ubisoft, the masters of Just Dance, take on some sort of like music or rhythm or dancing game in the Nintendo franchise. Got to be like Donkey Kong, whatever the hell that game was called with the bongo drums. You know what I'm talking about? Donkey Konga, of course, yes. Something like that. I want to have like a little bit of like but a little more to it.
Yeah. Well, why don't you have them take over the Wii Music franchise then? I mean, it's really been underrepresented, I think.
Something like that, but not Wii. Like that was so sterile and just like
Yeah,
but like Donkey Konga was like it's a lot of fun, and you just kind of like I don't know. I don't want to play Just Dance, but I would do something. With
you could basically, if you did a rhythm-esque game and you implemented Donkey Kong or something like that. Like I'm not throwing the. I don't think it's a horrible idea. It's
I didn't start with it.
It's not the best one you've done so far tonight.
Here's the thing, though. What I like about this conversation is that, like, just by talking about this, like, we kind of just gave a lot of love to Ubisoft because, like, they have a lot of depth and variety in their lineup. Man, they could tackle so many different things. Like, I think for a lot of people, they probably think about like open world games like the Assassin's Creed and how that model has been copied over and over and over again. But you got your South Park Stick of Truth, you got your Crew, you got all these different, you got Just Dance, like all these different things.
The one thing
that's a great team to be partnered with if you're Nintendo.
This is the crazy thing, right? So Sean, you'll remember this back in the day when the Wii U was around. I couldn't stand Ubisoft. I hated Ubisoft. Because I was just like, they hate Nintendo, they don't like Nintendo, and now they like just basically like, we're just gonna make this idiot New Jersey just look even more like an idiot. And we're just gonna hug Miyamoto on stage and just do everything to show that we love Nintendo. But I'm a huge fan. Like the crazy thing is when Starlink...
Wait until the EA Madden Special Edition Switch comes out, and they're like, it's half price, and you get all your sports games for free, and they look amazing. And by the way, there's Mario content in there for free because we're EA and we love Nintendo.
Did I say EA or did I say Ubi?
I'm saying EA.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Don't make your head, Bobby.
You're slamming right now. You're slamming EA, and everybody, as you should be, slamming EA's relationship with Nintendo. You just wait.
So my thing is that like when Starlink first got announced, I wanted nothing to do with it at all. Well, that's not true. When I first saw it, I was like, that's a cool concept. 2 years ago at E3, I was like, that's a cool concept. I don't know if I really like it that much, but that's kind of neat. And then this year when they announced Star Fox in it, it really didn't move the needle for me at all.
Oh, dude, I flipped out.
I didn't. I could care less. I was just like, whatever.
I can't remember where I was live streaming it. It probably wasn't with you, I guess.
No, because I was at E3 when it happened.
Oh, it was with Joseph. I was with Joseph.
Yeah.
And they're just flying around, and I'm like, man, this looks a lot like Star Fox. And then you're like, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, that sounds a lot like Star Fox. And then they move it in. I'm like, oh
that
my
was
God.
awesome.
Like, I completely. And then Miyamoto's there again. And like, the funny thing is, it was the second time Miyamoto came out on the Ubisoft stage, and I still didn't see it coming.
Yeah.
Like, even though Star Fox was the thing, like, and then they bring him up, like, I'm like, I fell out of my chair 4 times. It was so embarrassing. I'm really glad I didn't injure myself.
So for me, it didn't move the needle at all. And then it gets closer to launch, and it's still not moving the needle. And then, seriously, this is all that did it. I'm like, I'm going to start streaming. I need games to stream. Yeah, you know what? Starlink just came out. I'll try it. That's the God's honest truth. I went, because I literally picked it up and had it in my hands a week before. And I was like, I'm not buying this thing. No way. And I put it back down and I left. And then now, I bought it, and I am in love with this game. Like, this game is just unbelievable.
Can you buy the toys on their own? I haven't seen that.
Yeah, you can buy the toys by themselves, too.
I don't think you can get the R-Wing by itself.
No, you can't buy the R-Wing by itself.
R-Wing only comes in the pack.
Yes.
It's going to be, if you're interested, Sean, it's going to be on sale during Black Friday.
But I don't think the sales is good in Canada.
Oh, there's ways.
Oh, okay.
There's ways.
Okay. Well, whatever.
I can climb over a wall like nobody's business.
There's no wall between Canada and the United States.
That's what you think.
You're safe right now.
We built up this big stack of logs, and it's like a beaver dam.
Don't you know?
Exactly. Don't you know, hey? Hey.
Don't you know?
Sorry, So, okay. So let's. Do you have anything else, Jason, or?
Not that I came up with a gag idea, and I don't want to. It's not
don't
worth
when the
wasting
don't
people's
bring the show
time.
down.
So it's funny though. But I want to say while you're talking, when you say Ubi, like in the notes, yeah, right. When you said in the notes, you like Ubisoft, and it's thinking like, well, I don't even know if I like. There are any Ubisoft games you like, and like what you said, you go through and you start listing. I was like, oh, wow, Ubisoft has a lot more games that I wouldn't think of off the top of my head that I really do enjoy. Yeah. That I think have a lot of merit that I just don't naturally come to me whenever I think of Ubisoft. Just like when E3 comes around, I don't think, well, why am I going to watch their presser? And then I'm like, oh, because I like a crap ton of their products.
Mm-hmm. The one thing I did think of, but I kind of washed it off, and I probably shouldn't even bring it up right now. But the one thing I did think of was like maybe an Assassin's Creed set in Hyrule, where maybe they use that formulatic thing, and they're just. But I was like, that's stupid. Like, what Hyrule Creed? Like, that's dumb.
Yeah, like that. Like the Zelda setting does like a great playground for a lot of other games. But it's like you can't
mess
to anybody
with it.
else.
Yeah, you can't mess with it. So the next thing I want to do, that I want to talk about it's kind of a little bit of the same, but we're going to change it up a little bit. If we ran Nintendo, is there a genre that Nintendo is lacking that we feel it has to have? So Furukawa, he came out and he said that moving forward, he wants to. There was 3 things he wanted to do, but one of them was DLC. One of them was online infrastructure and stuff like that, and then the other component that he felt was to get into other genres that they don't already have and heavily. So what I wanted to do was say, what are some genres, maybe some game styles that you would like to see, or franchises you would like to see it kind of move out and do some stuff. So what games or genres do you feel like Nintendo's lacking in, and how do we fix that?
Can I just say that I'm glad that you spoke it out loud, because I love in the notes it says Fury Jawa.
You know what happened? It auto-corrected it, and then I changed it back to what it was. I don't know why.
I love it.
I don't know why. I typed it up today, right? And I screenshot it. I sent it to you guys. And then I go back later. I'm like, that's not his name. What the heck is that? I'm like, but I didn't realize I sent you the jacked up version.
I was like, is that some like streamer, internet personality? Who the heck is Fury Jawa? I love it.
I can't see it, Sean. You're fine. We still can't see
the people.
Get out of here. They can't.
You just move on.
Get out of here. Get out of here. Nobody wants to see my type. It wasn't even a typo. It was an autocorrect by Apple. Anyway, so I like the fact that he's looking at some things and going like, we need to fix them. I don't feel like, real quickly jumping on a tangent, I don't feel like the DLC needs to be touched. I think they do a really good job with DLC. Just leave it alone. online, I think he's spot on. But the one that I was kind of wondering what you guys thought too was the genres. So what genres do you think are lacking we should pick up and kind of run with?
Well, my first thing is like with anything, when we play Splatoon, you can play with like a couple people. And like even until just recently, like the one thing that gets all of our attention all at once, Splatfest is a pain in the butt for us all to play together. Smash might be the first thing where we bunch of us play together.
To cut you off real quick, they have changed Splatoon when Splatfest.
I know,
around.
that's what I said. Just recently. Okay. But what I want is a game where we all can like live in the same world together. Like this entire community can just like either we create our own characters or something, some sort of like MMORPG or some sort of MMO. For us all to just like
beyond Animal Crossing.
Right? I mean, it could be, but I think it would be something more involved in Animal Crossing, something that has a little bit of that exploration and fun and action adventure. That like it seems weird to even say action adventure, but I'm not, or maybe even like platforming that we could do together. I think that'd be a lot of fun, but not in the 2D style. Because when we get 4 people playing 2D Mario, like it's a disaster. But I would love to just like live in a world with you guys in a Nintendo land, essentially.
I have it on my list, and I actually called it Hyrule Historia, and I was just like MMO in the Hyrule world.
Yeah,
and
that's always been one of mine too.
You know what I mean? Like you just go, like take the Breath. You don't have to take the Breath of the Wild map, but like take that map, huge Hyrule, and just go, man. And then like you get with your friends, and you just start going and raiding and doing stuff. Like that would be honestly, that's the one that has the story, the backstory, and all that stuff that you could actually, and because of the different timelines and stuff, you could play with that and be like, "Hey, we're opening Wind Waker this month," and like that's a DLC or an expansion pack. Like here's Wind Waker, and you just move over. Like to me, that's a home run. That's what they need.
You could have a series though, because I like the Hyrule idea, but you could also do like the Mushroom Kingdom, and then you could go to all the different worlds and lands and everything, like basically what Odyssey did, but just bigger. And you could almost have like different expansion packs that like you're off to like this new world or this new land with all these new characters, and that's how like World of Warcraft does it. That's kind of how Destiny does it a little bit, and do that with Nintendo characters. I think that would be such a massive hit. Or translate that all over to Pokemon. It's kind of the exact same thing. Just go track Pokemon down in an MMO kind of deal.
Yeah.
That's a no-brainer. I feel like that's so huge.
MMO is definitely, to me, MMO is the glaring missing link to everything that they don't, that's the one piece that they've never touched. Because it is hard when you look at it, you go, my first response was like, what genres do they not tackle? They tackle everything.
Well, I have one. I have one of you guys. I want to know what you think about this one, because I think that you might say that they kind of already do this with some things, but like a typical like JRPG, and I think maybe Fire Emblem already kind of does it.
Fire
but
Emblem's
more like turn-based. It's more turn-based strategy.
That's tactical.
Yeah.
That's strategy.
But yeah, so like a big old like Octopath, but like with maybe Nintendo characters, or maybe they start up their own kind of thing.
It's weird, dude. You're like reading my mind. I have a game called Nintendo World. Top-down, real-time strategy kind of RPG, or an RPG type game where it's, your world is top-down, you're going around, you're doing your stuff. Like, I honestly think that would be really good. I think that a game like that, again, is something that is missing. They do RPGs, but it's Mario, Luigi, stuff like that.
That's why I was wondering what you guys would think about it.
Yeah, and I'm not...
I was nervous about saying it.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of that series, and to me, I would just rather not touch it. Like, I would just be like, okay, done. Like, but I would like to see them branch out and do their own thing. Like, Fire Emblem is probably the only true RPG that Nintendo handles, but it's not
Xenoblade.
Xenoblade's not. That's it is an RPG, but it's an action RPG.
Yeah,
but I'm talking turn-based, old.
You want the traditional.
Yeah,
that's why I'm glad. That's why I was like, again. Those you brought up the examples that I was nervous you're going to say like, well, they do these, and I'm like, that's not really what I meant. I definitely meant like that. Like
they do this stuff that Square doesn't. Like they do the stuff that Square doesn't do, and Square does the stuff that Nintendo doesn't do. And I think that they should be like, okay, we're going to do this time, because I like it. I think it's a great idea, honestly. What about you, Jason? You got anything?
I kind of, and I think there could be an argument can be made that they already had this, but I kind of would want a traditional FPS shooter. Like you can say that Splatoon's kind of already hitting that niche as a shooter, but being a third person, like so much more Splatoon isn't just the shooting; it's like your movement and your ability to do that. I kind of want to go back to more of the, that locked in that first person, having, your aim, be the deciding factor. And I'm not sure if Eastern development is really known for really hitting that. So I think that's when more of a Western studio would have to kind of knock that out, to help lead that for you. But I think Nintendo, with like their charm and their polish and the way they can create characters, I think they could come up with something like that would be as appealing to what Overwatch has done, where it's you've got these really interesting, cool characters with these diverse backgrounds and stories that really make you want to know more about them. But with Nintendo, where Overwatch lacking, you could have maybe a single player story that really unites
Holy
that world.
Crap, man! I absolutely love that, because everybody looks at Overwatch as being, they squashed all the other hero shooters. It's no longer really a genre anymore. But like Nintendo could do it. They're probably the only other ones to be able to pull off a hero shooter or something like that. Yeah. Because they don't really exist even in the same world. Like the Switch itself needs, not even just Nintendo, like the Switch needs a hero shooter.
I was really expecting this year to hear that Overwatch was coming. Like, it blew me away. I think, honestly, I think it all depends on the sales of Diablo. If Diablo really sells well, I think we hear that Overwatch is coming to the Switch. That's just my gut feeling. But I agree. And what I would say is, like, a couple of the examples that we've already given, obviously we're laying heavily onto Nintendo franchises and characters, but I would say, like, what Nintendo has been able to create with ARMS and Splatoon,
they
go create your own
IP.
Characters. Like, these young developers are hungry, and they're making some really unique characters. That's the one thing that I liked about ARMS, was the art style and the character design. When I when I looked at the character design, my first experience, or my first thought pattern, was that these guys are basically pulled from Overwatch. Like, I felt like some of those characters you could just grab them and drop them in Overwatch, and nobody would even blink an eye at them. So I would just say, like, hey, let your developers kind of run crazy and do their thing and create brand new characters. Because we talked about this before, where I feel like Nintendo is in a situation similar to Disney, where if you remember back in the early 90s all the way through the 2000s, that they did this new revitalization of the new classics. And we got Beauty and the Beast and Little Mermaid and all these different movies that came out, that now when you go to Disney, they run the gambit. Like, that's what people know Disney for. They almost forget, like Mickey Mouse and all of them are almost secondary. And I think that that's where Nintendo needs to look and go, like, hey man, Mario and Link and all these characters got us to the dance. Now let's freshen it up to get the younger generations in, to give them their classics and stuff. And so for me, I would say, like, let the younger developers loose, man. Let them go crazy. So,
Bayonetta versus Bowsette. That's it.
The other one that I have,
Battle Royale.
The other one that I have is and again, I'm leaning on the franchise they already have, but I kind of feel like this is something that they're kind of lacking, and this franchise kind of works in, and I would like to mess with this world a little bit. Is Animal Crossing Builder, which is just a similar type of game to SimCity, where you're building your town, and different animals are moving in, and then maybe they're asking you to do things, and you're changing things, and you're. But I loved playing SimCity as a young child.
That's a great call.
And if I feel like with Animal Crossing, there's so much attention to detail and stuff that they already do with Animal Crossing, that you throw in a SimCity type. And again, they could just do a city builder game and have fun with it. But I feel like that's the charm. That's a better idea for the Animal Crossing franchise than like Amiibo Festival. So, you guys got anything else, or?
I don't think this is something they need to have, but I think it's something they could easily do. And cause I don't think this is a franchise you have to have on the Switch because I mean we already have some there. But I think they could easily make like a Super Mario MOBA. I think that those characters would work so well because you think like anything they've done before, like these random ones that have popped up, like DC had that one briefly, and you just you put these iconic characters because then there's your heroes. You fight waves of Goombas and Koopa Troopas, and you could have, especially what we've seen from Mario and Rabbids, how you can have these abilities and power ups with your mainline Mario characters. But that by no means, that's just a funny idea I thought I had. But by no means is that a game like a genre that
but what
like
if they took
has to be represented.
What if they took the Fire Emblem characters and threw them in a MOBA? Like those Fire Emblem characters,
that probably makes more sense.
Like that's like to me, that's really where these are characters that are iconic, but they're also set in that world. Like that would be the way to go. Honestly, like my opinion, that would be the way to go.
It fits a little bit better.
Yeah.
See, I'm so stupid. I'm like, I don't understand MOBA, so can I just please have a tower defense game? You just give me like VOG, like Plants vs Zombies kind of thing.
We'll give you Piranha Plant Tower Defense.
There you go.
Yes.
There you go.
Because that's your boy, the Piranha Plant.
That's it. I did have one, Bobby.
We need more Kirby. We need more Kirby games, right?
Shut up,
Bobby. You said there's not enough Kirby games. I think.
Shut up. He just tells them to straight shut up. Now that all the other Disney Infinity, Skylanders, Lego Dimensions is all dead, now it's time. Now it is time for Nintendo to move in and own. They need their own Toys to Life game. They need their own Toys to Life game.
No, they don't. Because that's the one thing they went the opposite way. And everybody else fell apart, and they're still surviving.
And they can still all do it. They can still do their own thing. Like, now they just go, like, one of the things that these things can do is a Toys to Life game, but we're still going to just do all this random crap, too. I think that would be awesome. I think that would be so huge, dude. Or something with Labo. They should probably do something with Labo.
They've been doing stuff with Labo. I
really thought that was going to be, like, the next big thing, man.
Well,
and
I feel like it's
the next... It's a thing.
It's a decent thing. It's not for us. That's the problem. You know what I mean?
Like, but I don't know. Don't you think you'd hear about it? Like we would.
No. I'm not saying it. I'm not saying it's a success. I'm just saying like it's not on my radar, so I don't check into it. I don't look to see what the sales numbers are or anything like that. The one thing I will say that I liked that Labo did was I love the fact that they implemented Mario Kart in it, and they actually have like their own rooms when you go online. Like you can race with the Labo motorcycle and stuff. Like I do like that they did that. I'm not buying a Labo kit just to play that way.
Yeah.
But I think as a kid, if I was a young boy and my mom and dad came home and gave me a Labo and I built the motorcycle, I think it would be so cool to be able to take that motorcycle and play, in the game. So
I hope it's still around in a year or two when I can just like order a couple pizzas, eat the pizza, and then give the boxes to Lincoln to go play Labo with it. Like, Daddy, the marker doesn't work on these grease stains.
What's wrong with you, man?
Figure it out, Lincoln. Dab it.
Only you.
Only you. Oh my gosh.
You're
like, stop. So that is all. Thank you guys for checking out another episode of If We Ran Nintendo. Real quickly, I do want to apologize for last week's episode. Apparently, it didn't go up. The audio version didn't go up for whatever reason, and I apologize for that. It just, for some reason, I uploaded it, and it just never posted for some reason. I don't know why. But I'll pay closer attention to it this week to make sure this goes out on Sunday like it typically does. But my apologies for anybody that was waiting for it and it didn't, especially to Adam Leonard, because I know he loves those This Is Us moments, and he just missed a classic one. So that is all. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed watching, listening. I hope you enjoyed today's episode. If you did, please share it. Let some people know. Come rate us 5-star, leave a review, all that stuff. If that's working, I don't know. Apple's a mess right now. If you want to follow Sean Capri, follow Sean Capri, Sean like Connor, Capri like the pants. Check out his Patreon, patreon.com/makeusbetter. Jason Lacy, JW Lacy on the Twitters, and then he has a Patreon as well, patreon.com/fluxopposed. Check me out over on nintendoguru.com and at Nintendo Gurus on the Twitters. That is all. Peace out, Preston. Hey, Sean.
Hey, Bobby.
You should be the GOAT.